What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Final Whistle First Down. Steelers only show. We'll have regular Final Whistle. After this, we're going to record two separate ones. But yeah, this is going to be a Steelers show. We talked about it before. So if you're waiting for the regular show, we'll get on to that after this. It will be a different recording and everything. So yeah, but week one, Steelers football is back, Nate. A great week to be a Steelers fan. But like, I had to really tap in back into this game because, you know, there was a point where I was like, we're dead. It's over. And then I was like, oh, wait, this is Steelers football. We're back. This is how it happens. We look like trash for three quarters and then just find a way to win a football game.
It's magic. It's
been what I've known for 22 years now, since I've been a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Let's get into the game, though. Do we want to talk about the news that just happened now or get into that later?
No, let's save that for. So how we're going to do this for anyone watching now or watching later, we're going to be doing our live streams of our recaps. And on Thursdays, we're going to be recording right after this, the previews for next week. So on Thursday, we'll be uploading the Seahawks Steelers preview and we'll save the news for that one because that actually happened today. A new signing, not to hint at it because people probably already know it. So yeah, and then we'll be doing regular Final Whistle, like full NFL. I think we said Saturdays, possibly.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, we can just do. Oh no, we can do regular Final Whistles today as well if you have time. We're not going to be going that long.
Okay, that's fine.
But yeah.
34-32. Steelers win. The magic ensues. I like to told my parents during this game. I literally called it as it happened. I was like, okay. Defense is playing like garbage, and that's going to be a talking point today, I think. And then you have
highest paid defense in the league.
Yeah. Then you have the magical special teams fumble. Then immediately the defense lets them go right down the field, and then immediately the offense gets a field goal. Chris Boswell gets the game winner, career high. Like JJ says, the bullshit is real. It really is. It is a Steelers thing. I was able to call it as it happened. Literally while I'm watching, I was like, oh, here comes the miraculous special teams fumble that no one else in the league drops. Yeah. Kenneth Gainwell, of all people, forces a special teams fumble picked up by Ben Skoranek. Now, there's a lot of talking points with this game. So, of course, Steelers start 1-0. Jets 0-1. Let me just say, I'll just say it right now. You and I weren't really big fans of the Aaron Rodgers signing. I don't think so. I personally wasn't. I was not excited for it. But my thing with it is he basically showed up this week, and I commend him for it, and I enjoyed it. And you know what, Danny? It was refreshing. My first instant reaction to this game was how refreshing was it to score 30-plus points in week one of the NFL season? How refreshing was it to have a quarterback that threw for 4 touchdowns? I mean, one of them was a little dump to Jonnu Smith, but still, 4 touchdown passes. He put up a rating of 136.7 in week one. That's unheard of. Usually the Steelers offense is scoring like 10 to 12 points in week one. Think of the Falcons game last year. I think it was like 16-10. This was a 34-32. The offense showed up. The defense didn't. It was kind of opposite than what we thought because the whole talking point and questions here in the area was, is the offense going to mesh well in week one? And they did. You could say it was Rodgers doing it. He had a great game. I mean, if anything we could talk about in a little bit was the running game wasn't able to get going, but like I was impressed by Aaron Rodgers, and you know, I kind of hope to see more of it. And like I said, it was refreshing. What were your thoughts about Rodgers and what we saw in his Steelers debut? Because I think it was great.
I mean, he was voted the offensive player of the week, right?
Was that actually confirmed?
I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, offensive player of the week.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pretty sure. Let me fact check this.
Well, as you fact check that, I like 22 of 30. Here's the stats: 22 of 30, 244 passing yards, 8.1 average per throw. So he was almost throwing for a first down every single throw. 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. Got sacked 4 times. That's another talking point. A QBR in this game is 62.6 and the rating of 136.7. So Rodgers put up pretty good numbers. I'm hoping he doesn't get sacked as much in the future. And like I said, we'll be talking about the O-line in a little bit.
I was lied to. It was not Rodgers.
I was going to say, definitely probably isn't Rodgers. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a Herbert or something, but
Derrick Henry deserved it, or him or Allen. But PFF had Rodgers ranked as the 24th best quarterback after that performance, which PFF hates the Steelers. We know this, right? It's a Chris Collinsworth based company who is a Bengal. Chris Collinsworth openly dislikes the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's been known. It's one of my biggest gripes with when you watch Collinsworth do a Steelers game. He like actively hates the Steelers. He'll let you know it. He'll be like, yeah. He'll be like, look at Jim, I hate the Steelers. He's I've never been a Collinsworth guy, but Rodgers, man, if you've watched our regular show, not the Pittsburgh Steelers first down show that we're doing now, if you've watched the Final Whistle, you know my takes. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I didn't love him in Green. I mean, he was a beast in Green Bay. Like, you can't take that away from Rodgers. Wins all the MVPs, Super Bowl, goes to the Jets, terrible. I just didn't like him. Now he comes to Pittsburgh Steelers. So would I have to like him? I don't know. I still haven't really figured that out yet. But man, I love what he did. 22 for 30, 244 yards, 4 touchdowns. When's the last time Pittsburgh Steelers thrown 4 touchdowns? I mean, like Kenny Pickett, we'd be lucky to get 1 with that guy, and he's still my saving grace. No interceptions for Rodgers. QBR was not that good though, with the 62.6. Passer rating was very well though. I like this passer rating a lot. But you want to hear the craziest thing? I have to think about this game. I don't even think that Aaron Rodgers was the best quarterback on the field that game.
Can I say this really quick before we get to Fields?
Yeah.
Did you see the stat that Rodgers' rating was the highest since Big Ben?
Really?
For a Steelers quarterback, since Big Ben. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, I agree. Justin Fields balled out too. Like, if we want to get into Justin Fields really quick, 16 of 22, 218, average 9.9, 1 touchdown pass. He had that bomb to Garrett Wilson. Only got sacked once. He was able to avoid any type of pressure all game. 79.4 QBR and the rating of 119.1. As well, had 48 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. We got to see a little bit of that last year at the Steelers. Danny, they weren't able to get to him. And this will be a talking point with the defense, but just sticking with the offense here, like Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers put on a clinic, basically showing their old teams what they're missing out on. Yeah. Because the NFL scheduled this as the whole quarterback revenge game. Who's going to get their revenge on their old team? This time it was Rodgers, and you could tell after the game Rodgers wanted it, but you could also tell Justin Fields wanted to prove Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan and Rooney wrong. And a lot of Steelers fans are probably thinking, including myself, man, they really let him go after like that bomb to Garrett Wilson. I was like, where was that with the Steelers? Where was it? So, but yeah, that 1 touchdown run he had where TJ Watt went after he committed to the running back, which I don't blame him for because Breece Hall was running all over him this entire game. And you know exactly the play I'm talking about where Justin Fields had a wide open run for 2 yards and he's just walking in. That was really impressive. Just a good old option play. But Fields played really good. And I'm really like, my takeaway with the Jets, I think there's a lot of people's takeaways. And this might be like a Jets loser mentality, but I think like Jets fans should be kind of optimistic with how their offense looked. Like,
I agree.
Still, like the defense, you still have Quentin Nelson around there too. I think it's Quentin Nelson. I think it was Quentin Nelson. Quentin Williams. That's who it is. Messed up. Wrong one. So yeah, you still have Quentin Williams up front, but the Jets offense looked pretty fun. I mean, Fields to Wilson, Ohio State connection. I liked it. Yeah. But the Steelers offense, like they were sharing the wealth. Do we want to get into what do we want to get into next? Another positive.
We're talking about Rodgers in a second, still, but like it's a culture shock for a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans. Like how do we hate on Rodgers in 1 week and then we're gonna love him right now, which is gonna happen.
He's winning me over, man.
He's won me over this game. I still don't like him, right? I still don't like Aaron Rodgers, but I can't not like what I saw from Aaron Rodgers today. But again, like I did want to get into this. I don't think he was the best quarterback that was on the field. I think Justin Fields was the most captivating quarterback. He looked poised in the pocket. He used his legs when he needed to. On the last play of the game, which we'll get into, there was debate, which should Fields have run the ball and trying to pick up that first down, or should he have thrown the ball to Garrett Wilson? And I can see if I can pull up the clip here.
I wouldn't risk it.
anything under 5 seconds at a time is what you're allowed to do. I was just looking it all up. We should be good. But if we want to pull up the clip here, where is it at? Yeah, hold on. Let's do this. Sorry, chat. What? I forget how we do this, Nate.
Oh no.
There we go. All right.
So this is the last play of the game.
This is the last play of the game.
Let's see it.
So
this is the one Jalen Ramsey blew him up.
Right. Can you see my you can see my cursor here?
Yes. We got 5 seconds.
Yeah. We can have more than that. But so look right here. Let me slow this down. People wanted him to go right here, right? Nate. He would have gotten leveled by right here. This is veteran. Justin Fields on the Bears goes that way. Justin Fields, maybe on the Pittsburgh Steelers, is rushing this ball. This is something we have not seen from Justin Fields, which I think is an amazing sign from Justin Fields. Now, what happens in this play? Pop!
Jalen Ramsey blows him up.
Jalen Ramsey takes Garrett Wilson's head off, which is awesome. But I'll get this off now. But listen, like Justin Fields, man, shocked me. He didn't even look that good in Pittsburgh, and a lot of people did like what they saw from Justin Fields. Another thing I want to get into, which is what Joe says here.
I was about to bring that up.
Was pleasantly surprised by the lack of run D.
Let's talk about the big negative of this game next.
Yeah, it was the defense. That's the highest paid defense, in the entire NFL, and they were terrible. TJ Watt was
probably the best one.
Was he?
He had 2 tackles for loss.
I think Alex Highsmith was my player. It was my defensive player of this game. I mean, Jalen Ramsey obviously made the game-winning play. But there was an injury. What is who's hurt?
Deshaun Elliott got hurt.
Deshaun Elliott's hurt, so that's why
he's out for a few weeks, which we'll cover in next episode. But
that's why we made the signing.
I don't know. Like Alex Highsmith had a good game. Not to cut you off, he had the only sack of the game. I mean, TJ almost had one too, where he blew up Justin Fields. If you remember that play, that was nuts. But TJ also had 2 tackles for loss and a pass deflection. Mm-hmm. So just because he didn't have a sack, I'm not going to say he wasn't the best player on the defense, because he was everywhere too. Like he was like the play that stood out to me from TJ. Like I just commended Justin Fields for it. It sticks out as the entire game. Like Big Joe said in the comments, the run defense stunk, and it did. But the one play, like they were actually like trying to stop the running back, they just got fooled because TJ Watt was committed to the running back, Breece Hall, whenever they were on the 2-yard line. And Justin Fields did this option play that was really impressive. He read the defense well and just ran it right. He didn't even run it. He walked. He walked in the end zone for a touchdown. But it's even before that, guys, the D line was missing tackles. They were going like, it was embarrassing to watch this highest paid defense. And it's crazy. Like personally, I know a lot of fans are very angry with Cam Hayward right now. And we've been on this show multiple times, and I've been on the whole argument of I think Cam did deserve a little bit of a raise. I went through the list saying some of these guys shouldn't be paid more than an All-Pro. My opinion with the Cam Hayward thing was it wasn't really him that messed up. His agent messed up, because how are you a professional sports agent? I think anyone watching can agree with this. How do you not put a clause in a contract or check a contract a player is signing to say, is there a performance bonus clause in this contract that maybe lets us revisit it if my client is an All-Pro? They didn't put that in the contract. That's like, how bad of an agent do you have to be in pro sports? I
still am not over the Cam Hayward thing. Like to me, that is still like the most pathetic thing I've ever seen. The Steelers
he didn't have a great game
back for that. I mean, literally, this is what happened. Cam Hayward signs a team-friendly contract and then has one of the best years of his career and says, "Oh, I want more money." But buddy, you just signed an extension last year. Now you want to sit out again. And then we bend the knee and sign him.
My thing with that, though, like at the same time, he was an All-Pro. But my thing with it, like I understand why you'd want more money, because there's players that aren't All-Pros making more money than him. The market resets every year. And we had this debate like last week. where literally I went through like the 40 players that were making more money than him. It was like, how? But like at the same time, we as Yinzers, we are a very emotional species of people, especially with our sports teams. So whenever a Yinzer sees an athlete want more money, they're going to be not happy. Yeah. But then it all came out, it was only for $3 million. So why did it take this many weeks for $3 million? Like, did they just want to wait? Like, did Omar Khan and Mike Tomlin say, well, not Mike Tomlin, but like, did Omar Khan and Rooney say, hey, Cam, we want to do this. You actually deserve this little raise, but can we wait until the final weekend before the game, just in case we have to sign anybody for like some outrageous or whatever amount of money? Because they still got a good bit of cap space left, which is fairly interesting to see if they want to do something else, which they did something today we'll cover in a future episode. But the Cam thing comes out. He ends up getting 3 tackles, 3 solos, a tackle for loss, and a pass deflection. Cool. But like the run defense, he's on that D-line. The D-line was not good. Y.A. Black didn't have a great rookie debut. Keanu Benton almost had a pick, but he didn't look that good. The entire D-line, including Cam, it looked like a spitting image of the Baltimore Ravens playoff game where Derrick Henry ran right over him. Lamar ran right over him. This game, it was Breece Hall running right over him for 107 yards on 19 carries. He averaged 5.6. If your starting running back is averaging 5 yards, 6 yards a carry, your defense isn't doing too hot. They let Justin Fields on average get 4 yards a carry. Isaiah Davis had 9 yards per carry on 2 rushes, 18 yards. The only one they were able to really stop was Braylon Allen, who had 6 carries and 9 yards. But if it was Breece Hall or Justin Fields, Danny, they were running all over him. And that needs to change. Like, I'm pretty sure the Jets only punted twice. Yeah, 2 punts. That's
we all walked all over.
They forced a punt 2 times. That's it. The Steelers had to punt 4 times. But I'm happy the offense, this is what makes me happy about how Rodgers performed, that they were able to just score right after the Jets scored. They were able to keep up with the New York Jets. And then the Steelers, of course, on special teams were able to get this special, crazy Kenneth Gainwell, of all people, forced fumble. His run defense needs to get better. They need to hope for Derek Harmon to be healthy soon enough. I know he's not going to play in the next game either. I hope it's the week after or the week after that. It better be by Ireland, or they might be in trouble. I'm hoping if it's at Ireland, he's not playing, then he has that bye week right after, and I guess that helps. Yeah. But with how early the bye week is this year, week 5, these injuries are going to be coming at horrible times, because I would rather have that bye week in like week 10. So maybe you're resting guys before the playoffs. You're not going to lose a guy before the playoffs for an extra week. You'll get that extra week from the bye. If Derek Harmon or Deshaun Elliott now are still in the IR by then, you don't lose a game. It's just a normal week off. So that's my whole thing about the bye. But like this run defense, man, some of these rookies didn't have great games. Jack Sawyer, Carson Bruner, I mean, they were only in for like one total tackle, but it was like not a good one. They had a couple missed tackles. Yeah, it's crazy. Kenneth Gainwell had one of the best defensive games for the Steelers.
Yeah, I mean, he had the clutchest turnover ever. Another thing I do want to bring up is our running game.
Yeah, it goes both ways.
It was weird. Aaron Rodgers had more rushing yards than Caleb Johnson.
Yeah. It was not good. It was not a good day for the
bad look for Caleb Johnson, man. 1 rush, -2 yards. Now I know you only got 1 rush, so you can't really base it off that. But I really thought he was going to be a little bit more involved. Kenneth Gainwell's kind of getting the majority of the split carries with Jaylen Warren,
which was confusing to me.
It's going to be them splitting. It looks like, not Caleb Johnson, which is bad. I don't like that.
Well, you know what I don't like. Very quick. What? They just extended Jaylen Warren, but Kenneth Gainwell was getting all the carries in the first half.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
I did.
I'm happy it wasn't just me.
I didn't love extending Jaylen Warren, if I'm going to be honest.
I'm fine with it because he didn't get running back 1 money.
Yeah.
It was more so durable running back, low end 1, high end 2 money, I guess. But like that dude's like a bowling ball when he runs. He just throws his body, and I like that.
Yeah.
But the thing about this, like this running back room, I'm hoping is better next week against the Seahawks because Warren was the leading rusher, 11 carries, only 37 yards. He had the highest average for Steelers running backs. He averaged 3.4 a carry. That is not that good. Like Justin Fields was averaging 4 yards a carry. That's more than the Steelers starting running back or RB1. Kenneth Gainwell got 7 for 19, but only averaged 2.7. He wasn't doing much. Rodgers, he got sacked. He couldn't really do much about that. And Caleb Johnson didn't have a great game. He almost dropped a kickoff return too. That could have been horrendous. So hopefully it was just the rookie jitters for him. But like they clearly are going Warren Gainwell. I'm hoping, I honestly hope Gainwell isn't going to be like this year's Cordero Patterson and get a snap, like 20 snaps a game, what it seems. But yeah, what do you think about this Gainwell thing?
Yeah, I don't love him splitting carries at all. I don't think he should be involved in our running game as much as he was.
I'm fine with him on special teams after what I saw him force that fumble.
Yeah, but that's gonna never happen again.
Yeah, that's the typical Steelers crazy magic play.
Let's get into the receiving aspect. DK Metcalf, 4 catches, 83 yards. Calvin Austin, 4 catches, 70 yards, a touchdown. I was impressed with what I saw from DK. They throw him the football. Pat Freiermuth had 3 catches for 28 yards. We've been throwing the ball to the middle of the field, which is something Rodgers loves to do. But it's a shock to see the Steelers. Look how many people had catches for the Steelers.
Yep, exactly.
Like this is the coolest thing ever. This never happened ever. Jaylen Warren had a dump. Ben Skoranek had the touchdown. Jonnu Smith had 5 catches. Jonnu Smith had the most catches out of anyone on the team, which I thought was crazy.
That's the Arthur Smith Swiss Army knife.
They love him. Arthur Smith loves him.
Gainwell had 3, but
DK had 7 targets. I thought DK looked really well.
Yeah, I was excited. The yards after the catch was really impressive.
True. Yeah.
Because DK after the game, I saw an interview on YouTube he did with like ESPN Radio. He said he wasn't even impressed because he even said I had some bad drops, which there was like one drop that I didn't like. It was like the one in the middle of the field, but then he immediately made up for it. But I completely agree with what you said about like the 7 wide receivers. They shared the wealth. DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin, both tight ends, Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith, both running backs, Warren and Gainwell, and then Ben Skoranek gets 1 catch, 1 target, and the touchdown for 22 yards. Aaron Rodgers did what Steelers quarterbacks have had trouble doing in these post-Big Ben years, and that is sharing the wealth. We've seen it the past few seasons. Who's getting the most targets? It's George Pickens. Who's getting the most catches? It's George Pickens. And then they'll throw to Calvin Austin maybe 1 or 2 times. This time, first game with Rodgers, DK Metcalf, 7 targets. Calvin Austin, 6. They treated Calvin Austin like a wide receiver 2. There you do. It's your 6-7 joke. But yeah, I'm happy they're actually treating Calvin Austin right now as a wide receiver 2. They're giving him wide receiver 2 reps. And the one I'm like kind of curious about is like Roman Wilson was still nowhere to be found, or Scotty Miller. I'm surprised. Like, where was like everyone was surprised? Like, I was completely expecting Scotty Miller to have like 20 catches this game with how these past few seasons have gone. But they said, no, we are going with our wide receivers 1 and 2, and we are going with our tight ends 1 and 2, and then we're going to throw Ben Skoranek in there. I loved it, and I'm hoping it can continue.
Yeah, not Ben. Roman Wilson's not real.
I saw him in the preseason get a nice catch live.
That was amazing. I like what we saw from the receiving end. I love how well dispersed the offense was. What else? What else should we cover here for this game?
Well, also when you spread out the wealth on offense, you can do more. Like you're throwing to both running backs. The Jets' passing defense really didn't know what to do. Their run defense was able to figure out the Steelers. That was something that the Steelers' defense couldn't do, is figure out the run. But something the Jets' defense couldn't do, they were able to allow chunk plays to Aaron Rodgers. Like Ben Skoranek's wide open on a 22-yard touchdown. Calvin Austin gets a touchdown. Like treating these guys like wide receiver 2s or actual wide receiver 3s, I like that. And DK Metcalf, like I said, he was treated like wide receiver 1. He was the first big gain, and that was something we saw all training camp, all preseason. People were like, let's see these big gains to from Rodgers to Metcalf. Metcalf's yards after catch were amazing. He averaged 20.8 a catch. He was getting chunks. And we got to see the prime speed of DK Metcalf, and I'm happy he's going to be a Steeler for a few years more. Like, it's actually going to be really exciting. But yeah, loved the wide receiver room. Running back room was quarterback was amazing.
Do you should we break down the drives here?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so let's see if we can pull this up here. All right. Field goal. This play was, well, let's break down the touchdown drive. A 71-yard drive, Nate. Aaron Rodgers, we start off, he gets crunched by Quentin Williams. Crunched.
And it's the first play of the year, too. Yeah. That made it even funnier because I was like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, oh, God, here we go. Kenneth Gainwell, 4 yards. We'll just break down the best. This Pat Freiermuth catch, this is when I was like, wow, we're back. We threw to the middle of the field. That was the best thing ever. Then what happened?
The 23-yarder to DK.
DK, 23 yards. Johnny Smith, 6 yards. And then Ben Skronik, 22-yard touchdown.
Yep. It's a great drive.
It was a great drive.
Great response.
Yeah.
We don't usually see that. Like I said, when did the Steelers score 34 points in the first game of the season?
Like never.
When do they do that ever?
Boswell kicks off. Who else? Who scored this one? I can't see. This is tweaking. Oh, this is the Jets touchdown. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna get off this. This is boring.
But yeah, I was really happy about the offense. Like, the offense looked good. The defense, as Big Joe said in the comments a while ago, the defense looked bad. The rushing defense, preferably. I think the passing defense had its woes, like the Darius Slay play. He got burnt by Garrett Wilson.
Slay is a ghost out there.
Garrett Wilson just destroyed him. But then, like, they kind of were able to silence Garrett Wilson in the second half, too. So they definitely made the adjustment there, which was cool, but they didn't make the adjustment in the running game. Mm-hmm. They were still cooking them. And it makes me wonder, going back to that play you showed, like, do you think Fields should have just ran for the first down? They still had a timeout.
Not at all.
No.
Actually. No. I mean, that was the right play. Jalen Ramsey made an unbelievable play.
And let's talk about that Jalen Ramsey play. Like, that's what they needed. That is what the fans definitely
I love that.
Fans watching the game were just begging for a defensive play to, like, save the game. And the way the defense was looking, it looked like Justin Fields and the Jets were going to march right up the field, use their final timeout with like 30 seconds left or maybe 20 seconds left to make sure they can get that field goal off. And they would have won, more than likely. But that play by Jalen Ramsey saved the game. Him and Chris Boswell saved the game. And Aaron Rodgers, too. But Jalen Ramsey, man, that's why they wanted him. And that's why they were willing to trade Minkah Fitzpatrick for him and Jonnu Smith. But Jalen Ramsey, loved it. Yep. Loved that play. Do you want to give out some MVPs for this game?
Yeah, I think it's got to go to Rodgers, right?
So you want to do 3 MVPs? We can do both teams if you want. We can combine both teams in one, or do you want to just do Steelers?
I mean, I think do our 3 MVPs.
Okay. Do you want to go first or me?
You got it.
I'll go number 1. Actually, I'll go my 3rd MVP of the game. I'm going to go with Jalen Ramsey. I'm going to be Steelers based right here. I'm not going to include Jets. If I include Jets, Justin Fields on this list and Garrett Wilson. But Steelers MVPs, I'm going Jalen Ramsey 3, Chris Boswell 2, kicks a career leading 60-yard field goal, and Aaron Rodgers is my game MVP for week 1. Man, like I said in the beginning of this, I was not high on that signing. He proved me wrong, and I was actually enjoying watching a quarterback since Big Ben play football. Like, he looked like a good version of Aaron. Like, he did not look like he was 41, except when he was sacked. Like, he was slinging the ball. Like, pretty good. He looked like a good version of Aaron Rodgers. So, those are my 3.
Absolutely. He looked like MVP Aaron Rodgers is what he looked like.
I hope so.
He looked amazing.
Who's your 3? Uh-oh, Danny's froze. Well, as we wait for Danny to come back, he'll give his MVPs. So, yeah, this Steelers team looked amazing. I thought it was great. Make sure Danny knows he's froze. Oh, there he goes. Oh, is he back? You back?
Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Am I back?
Yep, you're back.
All right, cool.
I got you. Who's your 3 MVPs?
Yeah, I got DK, Jalen Ramsey, and Rodgers.
That's fair. I like that. You want to, very quick before we go, do we want to take a look at what happened around the North?
Sure.
Okay, so like I said, like we both said, Steelers go 1-0. They beat the Jets 34-32. There was another game in the so the Ravens and Bills played, but before we get to that one, because we might talk like 5 minutes on that one. But the one that was very briefly, Bengals survive against the Browns 17-16. A lot of people were saying the Bengals kind of played sloppy in this one. A lot of people weren't really excited with how they played. The Bengals do survive. They go 1-0. The Bengals finally win in week 1. Joe Flacco, 31 of 45, 290 and a touchdown. He led the league, led the teams in passing. But yeah, any kind of takeaways in this? Like the Browns could have won. They missed a kick, missed an extra point.
Yeah. Bengals look the worst out of any team in this division, by the way.
Even the Browns?
They looked worse than the Browns, yes. They sucked. Their defense is Swiss cheese, Nate. It's the worst defense ever.
Yeah, but the Browns also missed extra points and field goals, and they easily could have won this.
Yeah.
The Browns are the Browns.
Sure.
Any final thoughts on that one before we get Bills-Ravens really quick?
I don't think so.
Okay, and then very briefly, the Bills came back. They outscored the Ravens in the fourth quarter 22-6 and win 41-40 against the Baltimore Ravens. So the Ravens fall to 0-1. They share with the Browns, the last place in the AFC North. And what's funny about this, Derrick Henry had 169 rushing yards. Lamar Jackson had a rating of 144.4. Also 70 rushing yards. The Ravens looked good. The Steelers and Jets was game of the day, and then it immediately got replaced by this one. The Ravens, their defense choked, but I don't think they're going to let this haunt them. I think the Ravens are going to be a good team. This is just a good matchup.
I agree. The Ravens looked unbelievable. You don't have that Derrick Henry fumble. We're talking about the Ravens in an entirely different light.
Yeah.
I mean, they would have put up for 50 points against the Bills.
This was a great game.
The best game.
It was Josh Allen versus Lamar. They lose. The defense did let up 22 points, though, in the fourth quarter. That can't happen.
Yeah.
They blew that 15-point lead. That can't happen. But I already know Harbaugh's going to have that fixed. And like I said, Lamar Jackson's going to be Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry's Derrick Henry. I would love to see – Zay Flowers had 143 yards. Can't forget about that. And a touchdown. I was not happy on my fantasy team. Mark Andrews only got 1 target for 5 yards. But yeah, Ravens offense going to be good. They just got to figure that out on defense.
Exactly. Should we? Is that it? Is that all we got for our Steelers show today? I mean, unless you want to, we can do the recap or the preview for next week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, that will do it for today's episode of the First Down. Thanks for tuning in. Go Steelers.
Yep. Go Steelers. See you next time.